comments. Mr. Moss.
Hi, my name is Bryan Moss, Precinct 8. As a former Beal School alumni, I see this as a wonderful opportunity. And as I think about the future generations that'll be attending Beal School, I look at one of the greatest issues that they'll be facing, which will be climate change and the impacts of that in the future. As we have borrowed from our future generations in creating this issue of climate change, I'm hoping that as we go to build this new school, that we'll be looking to do the most green and sustainable designs in the future. In retrospect of even NASA's climate change science department has released that we're at 405 parts per million when 350 parts per million is what's a livable climate, and we haven't gone above that in millions of years. So I think it would, in looking at that and trying to be leaders in this space of environmental and sustainability, would these money that we put towards that schematic design, would they get into the details of a level of what we might be approving at those future phases of how much sustainability they would be addressing?
Mr. Collins, response?
I'll take a first stab at it, and if someone else from the building committee wants to chime in. So the MSBA does have a so-called incentive program for environmentally friendly schools, if you will, or green schools, and so they do right now provide some additional reimbursement points for meeting certain standards. Typically, those certain standards are, of course, environmentally sound and reduced energy costs and things like that. And as part of that, you have to be pretty intentional up front about designing that, and typically it does cost more. So that's the offset, if you will, to the reimbursement points. So that's something that the building committee will have to consider as part of the process along the way.
Follow up?
Go ahead.
Thank you. And I'm wondering, I know in some of the previous town meetings we've talked about this, is not really, I try to phrase it in one question, but how can we give input to the building committee, foreseeing that some of the town meeting members before have said, will we get an option? So even if it costs more, will it be presented to us to say, if you want to help address this issue for those future generations and do this level of environmental stewardship up front, it'll cost you X, but if you want to do what we've done in the past, it'll cost you Y, and therefore a town meeting could say and stand up and say, we want to pay it forward to that generation and spend some more money and be, take it to be leaders in the state and take it to that next level of sustainability. Is that going to be an option?
Mr. Moderator?
Mr. Kane.
Yes.
You're reminding us all of Mr. Carney. The one-word answer. The art of the one-word answer.